There we go. Let's try this again. My stinking rate is still not great. Oh well. I give. My internet's just not real great today, so maybe that's the issue. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway. Get my hang on. I need to. You know what we're gonna do today? If we don't finish all the other tasks, like I was gonna do this task, but it's half. I can only half do it. The rest of it's still in the dryer. I'm just making sure. That one smelted. Okay, so I think you're the one. Alright. How are you doing, Matthew and Matt? Hi, how are you? Y'all, just as an FYI, popping in and saying it in that way. And maybe English is not your first language, but I don't know. Best thing is like, hey, hi, today I have a question. Or do you mind if I ask a question or ask, prefacing it before you ask that particular question is a good idea. The best way to do that would be, hey, can I ask a question? And do you do... Okay. Anyway. That being said, I do both. I am fully incontinent. Bladder, we are still able to sometimes do a toilet. I'm going to try probably... Once I move, we're going to shift how we do bathroom things a little bit. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose. I gotta find something to blow my nose. Where did my stuff go to blow my nose? Hello. Something here in there. Anything. I don't have anything over here. Frick. Well, let's try this. Pardon me, you guys. I have a cold. But yes, I am bladder and bowel incontinent. We may try to do some kind of sort of potty training at some point, just to see if we can shift our body's habits a little bit. But the reality of it is no. Everything, like, the incontinence has just gotten worse over the years instead of better. We don't really need this one. So, it's like... I'm having a thought. Sorry. Distraction. So, it's really a toss-up of if any... You don't feel all the way dry. You've got to be dry. It's a toss-up of if anything will, just... There won't be much change, because the problem is in our nerve. Like, our nerves to our bladder are shot. When they did the testing, there was zero function of the nerve. So, that probably cannot be changed. However, can we work on the bowel? Probably. Which in turn will get us on going pee on the toilet a bit. I mean, we do when we sit down anyway, for the most part, but it's that in-between where if we're not on the toilet, our bladder just does its thing. And I can't sit at the toilet all day long, because you know what that does? That creates hemorrhoids. And that creates fissures, which is what I've been battling, and why my bowel incontinence got so bad. Was because of the fissure. Well, no, that's not true. It got bad. The fissure is what gave me the ability to sense, oh, hey, I have to go potty. I don't know why why we're doing it separately. We're supposed to be just stacking it. But anyway, that being said, there is not much hope in gaining more function in our bladder. It's kind of more just a game / habit type of deal, like making sure we still can, making sure that my bladder functions enough that it will eliminate on the toilet, because I don't want to lose that ability. It's really hard right now. We're having a lot of incontinence issues, especially today, because one thing that greatly affects it is if I am what my diet is like. And as most of you know, I am tube fed. Currently, we have a little bit of a problem. My feeding tube pump broke last night. So I had to call them today and get a new one sent out. Hopefully it arrives today, but it should arrive at least tomorrow. And why that's an issue, you ask? Because that greatly affects my bowel. When I am messing around with tube feeds, or if I'm off of tube feeds, my body goes into, like, it's kind of just like almost shock in a way. It's just like, yeah, nope. And we have diarrhea like crazy. We're talking like sometimes 4 or 5 diapers a day, at least. And that's in addition to when we're on the toilet. So we try our best to still go on the toilet, but it does not always happen. It depends on so many things, on if I make it. It depends on, hey, proximity to toilet. It depends on who's out in our head. It depends on how our dexterity is that day. It depends on how our nausea is that day. Like, there's so many things that go into play. Because there's some days where I'm so sick that even if I wanted to, I can't do it. Now, what that ends up doing is basically going, okay, this thing happened. I'm now I'm too ick to really get up and go sit on the toilet, because while it may seem super easy to go sit on a toilet, here's the deal. I have dysautonomia, meaning my intestines do not, my nervous system does not function as it should. What that means is my body doesn't regulate well. For me personally, sitting on the toilet causes a lot of things. It causes dysautonomia to be a problem right after. Like, when I'm sitting on the toilet, I have blood pooling in my feet, and they end up purple, basically, because there's so much blood in there, and it's not moving out. And it can't because of the way I'm sitting. And then there's, when I do go from sitting to standing, I then am ready to pass out. And then, on top of that, when I am going to the bathroom, it causes my body to kind of do this really big surge of whatever. Whether it's adrenaline or it's just dysautonomia, I do not know. But basically, my body goes into freak out mode and is then like, nah, bitch. And I get really dizzy. I get really clammy. My heart rate is high. I get really itchy. Like, it'll feel like kind of similar to pins and needles, but the itchy version of pins and needles. And that'll happen. I think that's a little bit also a mast cell thing, because my mast cell stuff is there. But anyway, pooping is not the greatest for me. Being able to do that in a sitting, laying down position in a diaper greatly reduces that, the dysautonomia. Even with me still having to change my diaper, which means I have to get up and go change. So, with going on the toilet, I'm usually up for about 20 minutes, at least. Making sure I'm done, because I can't always push it all, and I need to know, I need it to be done for a little while. Wiping, cleaning up, getting diaper on and off, like, between the whole thing, it's like 20-minute process. Whereas, if I were to mess the diaper, well, it might even be longer than that, because if I don't know. But, if I mess the diaper, what do? I go stand in the shower, I take off the diaper, I rinse off, I get out and sit down. That process takes me about 5 minutes. I then can sit in here on my bed pad until my body is in a point where it can regulate enough to then go put on a diaper. So yeah. Now on days where I have to do this a lot, it is a problem. And at that point, I just kind of have to suffer. So, at that point, it's like I don't necessarily have the energy to get up at the moment, and then I have to wait till that energy comes back after I go. So, there's a lot of things. Do I typically purposely go in my diaper? No. I don't think I really do ever. Outside of the I may have waited too long situation, because with me, usually when I feel like I have to go, which I don't really have the feeling of going anymore exactly, like I don't get the same pressures. Like when you have to go, you get that pressure in your rectum. I don't get that. I go based off of the gurgling that my tummy does. And mind you, that's not reliable anymore. Because for me, a lot of times I don't feel the gurgle. And usually that happens for a little while before I go. And if I don't feel that, then I'm shit out of luck. Pun intended. Well, no pun intended, but it was a pun anyway. But yeah, so it is always a dilemma for me because I know my body internally does better when I use a diaper. But the mental side of going, well, if I can still make it to the toilet, why wouldn't I? And there's a few things that get weighed in that every time that I am going to the bathroom or something like that. Is it safer for me to go sit and go potty, or is it safer for me to do the shower? Which, funny enough, with pots you wouldn't think the shower, but the shower is so quick, and it's only half my body. It's not like the whole body like it normally is. So it is a very quick shower, and it's, so we have to kind of, oh my god, we have to kind of weigh those options and figure out which is which in that time. And I just realized I needed to do some things over here before I started this, but it'll be okay. Anyway, let's get some diapers stuffed. I am going to do, no, we're just going to do the normal ones. Alright. We're just going to go ahead and do with what we got. I know that I think there's 3 more diapers in the dryer. But anyway, this is the diaper process. So, for those of you who do not know, education here, I'm going to do a little bit of cloth education. I need to do my class on it. I really do. I need to set that up and just do it. But with getting moving and everything done, sometimes that's a hard thing to do. Anyway, for me, when it comes to adults and diapers, most of the things that are sold online are not good. Almost everything has microfiber in it, including the ones that say they're charcoal bamboo. They just have charcoal bamboo outside. The rest is, the actual absorbent part is microfiber. Microfiber is great for absorbing fast. And kind of it goes, microfiber is great at absorbing fast, so is cotton, and then that changes. Cotton's great at absorbing. It doesn't hold a ton, but it is great at absorbing. And depending on how many layers of cotton, you can kind of shift, make up your whole diaper out of cotton if you want, but you're going to probably have to do more of it to get the same absorbency. I like to get at least, if I don't mess any diapers, I like to do about 4 a day. I should do 4 a day. I don't. Sometimes I only do 3, and that's not a great thing. But I can do up to 5 usually, unless we're typically those are the days where we're messing our diaper a lot. So yeah, let's get these going here. I am currently in training pants with the cover, by the way. Just another educational thing. Training pants that you buy online from like Rears and things like that are not going to be sufficient. They are made out of polyester. Basically, if you take the inside, it's made with at least last time I looked, I literally bought one and took it apart because it was just gigantically big on me. I went by the measurements, and it was too big. Way too big. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we've got here. I'm now going to figure out how many I have. I have 2 night diapers set aside, so that's tonight and tomorrow night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have holes. You are wearing out. That's a sad, sad day. They're still perfectly good, though. Don't get worried about that. These ones, and this is where having a bunch of inserts is really good because you're not using the same ones every day. Once I move, I will be changing up what I wear on a day-to-day basis. Okay, I don't want that one to go with this particular one, so we have 4 here, and then an extra. So we'll just, and that's gonna put 4 with this one, right? See, this is where it gets annoying. I wore a 4 insert diaper. I could, yes, just make my next one not very thick because we are having accidents today. So let's go ahead and let's make it not that thick. But we're going to use some, we're going to switch up some inserts a little bit. So this one has 5 currently. We're going to take the smaller ones and we're going to use those in place of these. So we have, what, 3 there? Okay, so we have 2 here that are gonna go right there. And then we're going to go, boom. I'm gonna put this aside. Those are all 5 insert diapers. Now, we're going to put these ones together, I think, because this one is really actually quite, I just realized how ripped up this one is getting. Holy cow. They do that. That's okay. They're still working just fine. That one has 4. This one has 3. So we're gonna do 2 4-layer diapers, and those will probably get worn today or tomorrow because we are having accidents like crazy. We're not doing great in the tummy. This morning I woke up and had in the midst of messing a diaper. And I laid in bed for a little while, just waking up, trying to get my body moving, and then we had another messy accident before we could even change out of the other one. So I've got to rinse that one. That one I'm going to rinse later. I am just mentally going, nope. But anyway, this is off the thing. I am in training pants currently while I do this test because I had no diapers put together because I've been procrastinating this very solidly for the last couple of days. I have been using up my disposables, not up top, just this row right here. That row is for when I'm in the hospital. This is the Little Monsters, and they're scented. I don't do real well with the scent, but I put $100 into this case. I'm going to use it. And they have come in handy for the hospital completely. So I am using those up. My skin is mad. My poor skin is so mad at me right now. It doesn't like disposables in the first place, but add in that it is a scented one, and my body is going, yeah, no, like my skin. And with all the messy accidents, though, I'm probably going to have today, it's going to be one of those days where I just, while a cloth diaper will work so much better for poop accidents, I'm just going to use those up. Because I'm tired of watching them sit there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sandwich this one just because of my preferences. This insert in here is it has snaps in it. Because I was trying to do something which wasn't bad. It's just that it didn't work out how I wanted. The way that worked best for me. An idea I thought would work and it did not. But anyway, there we go. I'm congested as heck today. So these diapers are all worthy of night diapers. There's how many? I didn't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, plus 6 and 7. Now, one of my diapers, this one is still in the process of getting itself repaired, and that's shot all the way back here, right? But I'm putting in the, oh, you all need it, okay. I thought I worked one side, but I did not, apparently. Alright, that one needs to get sent over there. I need to do some sewing. Second, oh, this is one that I bought a pull-up pattern. I could have gone with a, not high-rise, but when it comes to me, these are training pants. They are just absorbent, that's all. This is a very not really, this is not how they would go. These are just practice. This one was just practice, so if you want to see it, ta-da. It doesn't match that great. It's just practice to find out if this pattern works for me, what I want to change, things like that. Honestly, I think I'm gonna get underwear elastic for it next time. But yeah. So we've got another pair ready to work on over there, as well as probably one more. When I get paid on Thursday or whatever date, not Thursday. When I get paid, I probably am gonna go take a peek at Joann's. My fabric store is going out of business, and I am so upset. It's nationwide going out of business, and that means it's going to be a lot more expensive to buy things like fabric. Like for right now from Joann's, a pair of pants can cost me $15. That's going to double, possibly triple, because it takes about 3 yards of fabric for me, at least 2.5 yards of fabric for me to make a single pair of pants. That's now gonna cost like $20 at least, unless somebody starts picking up the slack that Joann's had. But we're kind of left with two options, and that's Hobby Lobby and Michaels. Michaels is starting to have some fabrics, but cottons. I deal primarily in knit, so I'm a little nervous of that situation. But it is what it is. You know, I cannot control the business. Unfortunately, I'm not a business person with lots of money to save it. But it is a really sad thing that the entire nation is having to deal with right now, is Joann's is going away. And my roommate's like, well, everybody shops so locally. And I'm like, yes and no. Yes and no. If this allows, I need to wash this. I do not know where my wipes are, and it's annoying me. Where'd they go? Oh, I bet they fell off the bed. Huh. I may have to go wash my foot. I think there's cat puke on it. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 diapers right here. So that means I am, I believe, 2 diapers short on what I need total. I need to have 10 diapers to get me through the moving, and I may just see if I have to check, because like there's 5, 6, 7 right here. Well, 6 and a half basically. But I do need a couple more of these at some point. You know, I don't. And we are going to try, probably, I've decided that that's probably going to, the one thing is probably going to wait till I move. I was going to try pre-flats, and they're basically a combination between a pre-fold and a fitted type of deal, where, or a pre-flat, but they have a flap, but then you fold it like you would a pre-fold, and so, I think, I'm going to go ahead and put, we're going to use those, we'll just, no, we won't, planning this is annoying. I will have those on hand, though, and they can go inside, like, the inserts could go inside a cover if it became a desperate need, or I could put the inserts inside the underwear, training pant things, and go from there and get a little bit more time and stuff out of those. But anyway, currently, I am in a training pants with a waterproof cover. We are kind of using them for one of our kids in the system. He's really upset with incontinence. He believes that he can use the toilet, but he's also terrified of the toilet. So, we're using it as a couple of different things. We are probably going to do some potty training once they move. So we're getting the idea of them and what fits and what doesn't fit and things like that. But for him, unfortunately, he doesn't. He never makes it. So he doesn't go to the toilet. He is scared of the toilet beyond belief because we've had a lot of medical things revolving around that type of thing. So he does not comfortably use a toilet ever. That boy will avoid it. He would rather, even if he doesn't have a diaper on, he would rather piss and shit his pants pretty much than he would sit on the toilet. So, if he is in training pants, he is on a bed pad because he won't even put a cover on at that point because then he's in a diaper and he gets mad. So it becomes a little bit like, ugh, what do we do type of thing. Was that a dog or the cat? But so that's where we're kind of humoring him a little bit to make him feel a little bit better about himself in general, because he's just like, I'm a stupid kid, blah 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 blah, you know. And no matter if he's an altar or out here, we don't want that. We don't want anybody feeling that, especially those that are children, you know. And so we do give him the ability to wear them, and we remind him that accidents happen, and if he does it in his underwear, it's gonna be a mess, and not like a diaper. So, have we had accidents in these? Yes, because he just gets too scared, and like shaking scared this kid is. So we have to work on that in a kind of self-therapy way, I guess, for now, until we have a therapist and we're working with the system. We do have a therapist, but we're not working with the system, really. But he is really, really scared of the bathroom in general, but mostly the toilet and the shower. He is the type where he would only take a bath. He won't be out center front with us unless he's in the bathroom, unless it's something like we're cleaning or we're taking a bath. He won't be in a shower. So he is our little trauma holder when it comes to our medical trauma. So that's where we also see the most behaviors is from him as far as that goes. And they're not behaviors really, it's just things. I mean, yes, they are. They're just not bad behaviors exactly. It's trauma. And he can't handle going on the toilet, then he can't handle going on the toilet. I'm not going to yell at him for that. It's not a punishable offense. We are missing... Oh, no, it's the one in the wash. Okay. So, in that case, we just have the rule of, when he's out, if he takes off his his diaper, he's sitting on a bed pad. If he has this idea of I can go to the bathroom, and then he gets scared and frozen, he has we have bed pads around just to catch any accidents that he has. And he knows where those are. So, that's kind of what we do. Because the majority of the time when he's like, I'm going to use the toilet, he gets in there and just freezes, and then he pisses his pants and things like that. Because when he gets that scared, even if he didn't have to go to the bathroom, if he gets that scared, he ends up going to the bathroom. So, we just do our best to, if it happens, clean it up. If we can have bed pads down, we do. If we know he's going to be out, we'll put him down ahead of time. Or, if we know he's, in a mood where he's not wanting to wear the diaper, and at least he'll wear the training pants, and that catches the poop. But it doesn't really catch the pee. It's kind of like a swim diaper, but opposite. Well, no, swim diapers catch poop and don't catch pee. So, yeah. It's kind of like a swim diaper. But it's okay. We don't mind cleaning up after him. The hardest part is if it's not, or is if it's a messy accident. So, but anyway, we are. Okay. These are my newer inserts, so I often wear them together, and I think I probably should shift doing that so that I'm not. Excuse me. I don't know. I end up like they're really fluffy, so I put them together and they feel the same. I probably shouldn't do that. But yeah, rainbow diaper. I love tie dye. Why you? Oh, it came unplugged for a minute. All right. This is by far my favorite of the diapers that I have tie dyed. Outside of, I think this one. This one's really cool too. But yeah, these are my favorite colors schemes. I think my next batch of diapers, I'm probably just gonna dye like plain color with RIT or something, or like half and half, or I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'll do tie dye. Mind you, I'm not making diapers again until we move, except for possibly one more or one or two more, because I need. Once I figure out where all my inserts are and I know how many extra I need. But for now, we're just gonna do this. We got 3 months, and then we're moving. We're looking at moving like June 4th would be when I leave here. And I don't have to travel alone. My wonderful partner is gonna take the train here. Yeah, I know you're cranky. Give me a second. My wonderful partner is going to is going to take the train here into Kansas, or take the train into Kansas City. And then I will be meeting up with them in Kansas City with Maketo, and we're gonna go moving. Where is my phone? I hear beep beeps. Where's my phone? I'll take a peek at it here. No. Oh, okay, Stevie. Alright. Finally. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. The last diaper to go. I don't have any more diaper covered. I would have one more, but I have to get that one fixed. So I'm gonna try to make it over there tomorrow, and so we shall see. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm getting really loopy though, so I might not talk to friends long. I might go take a nap. But I will see you all later. Probably will be on a lot in the next while as I am getting ready to move. And I have to start going through my shit. Because I'm not taking much of it. But I will see you guys later. Have an awesome day.